Alright, welcome to this very sleepy episode of Twisted and Mysterious.
The sleepiest.
We're the sleepiest and the eepiest.
Eepy and meepy.
And noisy, because I gotta adjust. Well, what's new at the zoo? Well, a sad thing is new at the zoo.
The best cat in the world died almost a week ago. It doesn't feel like it's been almost a week.
I know.
But
he was the bestest boy in the whole world.
Best cat. Just no one else's cat is this good. I'm sorry.
Nope, never. He was a baby tiger.
The best baby tiger.
He was a good guy.
But other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. I've got to take 5th graders swimming tomorrow.
You have to take 5th graders swimming tomorrow? That sounds like a nightmare. Why do you have to do that?
Because tomorrow is their last day of swimming and I'm subbing for them.
Did you have to do that today?
No.
Oh.
I think they do it like throughout the week, not like days in a row.
Maybe. I don't remember that much from last year. I remember that Bear had to go swimming. I just can't remember how their swimming journey went. Well, I mean, I guess on one hand it's okay because, like, you don't really have to do anything except sit in the swimming pool bleachers while they swim. So, I guess there's that.
Yeah. But
and it won't be you trying to stick to, like, a timetable of teaching and...
Yeah. I mean, it will be before and after.
Yeah. But it'll have a nice little break.
Yeah.
I won't have kids at all tomorrow.
Yeah, well, they didn't give me the option to cover my door in food.
Yep. Our school had a food drive competition this year where the kids had 1 hour this evening to cover the doors of their classrooms in canned food, dried food, those kinds of things. And my door was covered. The email that the student council people sent out said, "Congratulations, you're either the favorite or the least favorite teacher." I don't even care. I don't have kids tomorrow.
She missed out the part where if they covered the door, they don't have class.
Oh, because I said I didn't have class. I didn't have kids, so I did miss that part. But yeah, they didn't have to have class tomorrow.
If the door got covered.
If the doors got covered. So they have to go to their teachers' classes where the doors didn't get covered, but they get to go do fun things like hang out and music and snacks and stuff during the periods for the teachers that did get covered. And mine got covered. So, no kids tomorrow.
You could take 5th graders swimming.
Pass.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But nice try.
I do what I can.
But you know what? On the flip side, I'm not on the flip side. I mean, it's all good. But they said this was the most successful food drive our school's ever had. Just give them the option
of not going to class.
Of skipping class.
And they'll do whatever you want them to do.
That's right.
Well, I'm not telling a story this week.
It's really unfortunate for me.
Yeah.
I had to do work.
It do be that way sometimes.
Yeah, it do. I mean, I had kind of been working on this for a while, but just making myself sit down and write it down was the hard part, but I did it. So, are you ready?
Yeah, because, like, no shade to the podcast, but the faster we get done, the faster I can go to bed.
That's true. That is the way that works.
So, I'm pretty ready.
All right, well, I would like to speak to you about Creepypasta.
Okay.
All right, well, so...
Spooky noodles?
Spooky noodles, yeah. I mean, yes, because I had no idea what Creepypasta was.
You didn't know what Creepypasta was?
No, and I guess... I don't know if I'm showing my age. I don't know. Because I had never heard of Creepypasta until, I don't know, like, maybe when I first started listening to podcasts, like, 3 years ago or something,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I had even ever heard the term creepypasta before.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a website. I mean, it is and it isn't. So, I guess it didn't start out as a website. Do you know what creepypasta is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's just me.
Then I can't, like, tell you the history of creepypasta, but I do know what creepypasta is.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you a little history about it. So the term was coined around 2006, 2007 on the website 4chan. And again...
Everybody loves 4chan.
Okay, well, that's the thing, too, is until last year, I had literally never heard of 4chan. And I think that it's because, like, at that point in my life, I wasn't spending a lot of my time on the internet.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's kind of why I don't know about these things.
Very, like, Tumblr era for me.
Yeah, well, and I know, like, you were spending a lot of time online at that point, but I was not spending a lot of time online. So, Google AI describes creepypasta as a portmanteau of the words creepy and copy pasta, which is another word that I just learned.
Mm-hmm.
Because creepypastas are basically short, user-generated scary stories that are essentially copy and pasted and shared throughout the internet,
Mm-hmm.
making them kind of a modern-day folklore.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about a specific creepypasta.
Slenderman.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Slenderman. You've heard of the Slenderman?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I've heard of this very thin man. Thin fella.
He's a thin fella, yeah.
But yeah, I knew that Slenderman originated on creepypasta.
Well, actually, Slenderman did not originate on creepypasta. So, his origin story, there was an online forum called Something Awful.
Okay.
And in June 2009, they were having a Photoshop contest.
Yes, I do know this.
Okay, so users were asked to create a paranormal image, basically making everyday photos look paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
Username Victor Surge, whose real name was Eric Knudsen, contributed 2 pictures.
His real name was not Victor Surge.
I know. Wild, right?
Crazy.
I don't know why he didn't go and have his name legally changed. But, the first picture is a black and white photo of teenagers in the 80s, and in the background you can see this tall, blurry figure standing behind them. And there was a caption for the post which read, quote, "We didn't want to go, we didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time. 1983, photographer unknown, presumed dead." The second picture is another black and white picture, this time of small children on a playground. And in the shadow of a tree in the background, you can see a tall, slender figure. This time, he sort of looks like he has tentacles coming out of his sides.
Yeah.
And this one is accompanied by the caption, quote, "One of 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. 1986. Photographer Mary Thomas missing since June 13th, 1986. So, Knudsen took inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Cthulhu? Or just Thulu?
I mean, I've heard it both ways.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think it's more known as Thulu, but
Okay. From Stephen King's The Mist, Zach Parsons' The Insidious Beast, and The Tall Man from a 1979 movie called Phantasm. So not long after Slender Man was created, he went viral. And this is kind of where the creepypasta part of it came in, was because the pictures started on this, like, Photoshop contest internet forum. But then people started creating their own lore surrounding Slenderman. And soon people were drawing their own interpretations of him, creating their own stories about him. And because of this, he doesn't have, like, an official canon. And everything about him changes depending on the storyteller. So the things that seem to stay the same between storytellers is that he's tall and slender, has a featureless white face, and he's wearing a black suit. Sometimes he's said to have those tentacles that I kind of picked up from the one picture. He's said to hunt children and can most likely be found in the forest or abandoned locations. A professor from the University of Georgia named Shira Chess wrote a book called Folklore, Horror Stories, and the Slender Man, The Development of an Internet Mythology. And in it, she kind of makes comparisons between the stories of Slender Man and fairies. They both live in the woods. Their appearances are kind of vague and shift depending on, like, what the viewer wants or what the viewer is afraid of. And they are both known to, like, kidnap children or hunt children.
Okay. Sorry, I was Googling. Apparently, according to Google, you do pronounce the K in Cthulhu.
Oh, okay. Cthulhu.
Apparently, this says that apparently in a letter Lovecraft said it was unpronounceable, but the closest you can do is Cthulhu with a bit of a gargle in the middle.
Okay.
So.
And we just all do the best we can.
Yes.
Okay.
So, pronounce it how you want to.
Alright, well, like Slenderman, we'll just change it however we want to, depending on who we are. Okay. Fairies. Okay. So, not only were people making up these stories to post on places like Creepypasta or other internet forums like Tumblr or whatever, but people had started making YouTube videos with Slenderman sightings and video games. There are movies. And so it isn't hard to stumble upon a Slenderman story online.
Okay.
All right. So that leads us to Waukesha, Wisconsin in May 2014. And we have 3 12-year-old girls. Peyton Leitner, her nickname is Bella, Morgan Geyser, and Anissa Wire. Weir. I don't remember how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced so many different ways on different things. Morgan and Peyton had been best friends since the 4th grade. They both really loved cats and playing dress up and Harry Potter. But, you know, they're in middle school now and making new friends. And Morgan had made a new friend named Anissa who rode the same bus that she did. And Morgan and Anissa bonded over their interest in Slenderman. And they would go online and they would read stories about Slenderman, but Peyton was not having it. She was afraid of Slenderman. She didn't want to have anything to do with it. But Morgan and Anissa, like, just to scare her, would sometimes send her links to, like, stories about Slenderman, or they would send her text messages or whatever. They were like, Slenderman's gonna get you, and, you know, just being mean. Probably thinking they were funny. On May 30th, 2014, all 3 girls had a sleepover for Morgan's 12th birthday. And they went to the roller skating rink, and they ate pizza. And then Morgan kind of started acting out of character because she, like, wanted to go straight to bed and not stay up all night, which was weird because, like, it's her birthday sleepover, and normally you want to stay up all night.
Right.
But whatever, so they go to bed. And... oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was just thinking about sleepovers.
Oh. You didn't do well with sleepovers.
No, I didn't ever like staying at other people's houses. I mean, I've done it, but I never liked it.
You were definitely always the kid calling home in the middle of the night to come get you.
Yeah. I'm not in... It's just a really uncomfortable situation. I've never been at a sleepover where I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
It was never, like, welcoming and inviting.
I don't know. I slept over at lots of friends' houses a lot of the times. I never really had that problem. I think the problem I ever had, and what I was going to say in a minute was, it's hard when there's multiple girls. Mm-hmm. Like, if it was just, like, you and a friend, like, I feel like that isn't as hard because, like, you're just hanging out and you're doing whatever. But whenever there are, like, odd numbers of girls, somebody always feels left out.
Yeah. My problem is that other people are weird. And, I don't know, it's weird to be in somebody else's bubble.
I guess.
Especially when it's very different than your bubble. Mm. And, like, I don't like, not necessarily eavesdropping, but, like, just being put in the middle of somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Somebody else's home life. Mm. And, you know, then there's always the situation of, like, you need a blanket and they don't give you adequate blanketage.
I don't know. I don't think I ever had that problem.
I have. Every single time I've slept over somewhere. No.
I don't know. Like in Zia, I slept over at Kristen Butts' house a lot. Uh-huh. And I loved staying at her house because her house smelled like a hotel. And
I don't want my house to smell like a hotel.
I do. I love the way a hotel smells.
Smell like chlorine and...
Not like that, but like how the like hotel room smells. I don't know. I like the smell of a hotel. But even when I was little, Mom will tell you that I've always wanted to live in a hotel. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's just who I am as a person. And then I slept over at Candace's all the time.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Well, derailing. So
wild tangent.
Yeah. Okay, so the next morning, Peyton wakes up and realizes that Morgan and Anissa have already gotten up and finds them in the kitchen eating breakfast. And, like, I feel sorry for her because she probably felt left out. Mm-hmm. Like, she woke up and they were already gone. They ate donuts and strawberries for breakfast, and then they played with Silly Putty for a while. Which is a fact that, like, everybody felt the need to put into their stories. So I went ahead and added it to mine. But, like, the weird fact about this that everybody seems to mention is that they were putting granola in the Silly Putty and then throwing it at the ceiling.
What a waste of both granola and Silly Putty.
Yeah. And I guess...
Two things that are delightful on their own.
And I guess, like, it probably wasn't making, like, a mess because Silly Putty's hard.
Yeah.
But it's weird. I don't know. And then they asked if they could go to the park. And Morgan's mom would normally have said no. But I guess she figured that since it was the three of them, it was the middle of the day, and it was Morgan's birthday party, she went ahead and told them it was okay.
Yeah.
So as they're walking to the park, apparently Anissa and Morgan kind of hung back, and Morgan showed Anissa a knife that she stole out of her kitchen.
As one does.
Of course. I mean, just 12-year-old girl stuff.
Yeah. Just girly things.
You know, they're literally just girls. So they get to the park, and they go to the bathroom, and then they have some sort of fight in this bathroom. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was about, but in later interviews, Anissa said that she kind of hit Peyton in the forehead like this. Like, she even, like, mimes it, like, where she, like, hit her with her fist, like, to make her head go back and hit the wall. Mm-hmm. And all the while, Morgan's, like, holding Peyton in place. But then Morgan starts panicking and pacing around and singing to herself. So Anissa tells Peyton to go outside and then tries to calm Morgan down by petting her like a cat.
Children are weird.
Well, and I was just thinking when I was reading that aside from the knife and knocking Peyton's head into the wall, this sounds like pretty standard, like, 12-year-old meltdown.
Well, yeah, but people are weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Especially middle schoolers.
Well, I think that that's really a lot of the problem here. I mean, their hormones are all brand new, and I don't know. And, like, they're weird kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to be the weird kid.
Yeah.
Like, I have absolutely no problem. Like, I like, you should be weird. But, I mean, it just, aside from, like, the scary part of it, like, it just sounds like standard 12-year-old weird kid stuff.
Yeah.
So, when Anissa and Morgan leave the bathroom, they find Peyton waiting for them. And every podcast I listened to questioned why Peyton stayed after they attacked her in the bathroom, but they're 12.
Right.
So, I don't think we have answers for why 12-year-olds do what 12-year-olds do.
Mm-hmm.
So now Anissa suggests that they go into the woods and play hide and seek. And I guess Morgan was going to be the seeker, and Anissa tells Peyton to go lay down and cover herself with leaves to hide.
Yeah.
And Peyton remembers that Morgan was counting really fast, and then she could hear Morgan and Anissa talking to each other, looking for her, and then suddenly Morgan and Anissa are like crouched over her. And Anissa says that she was originally going to be the one to attack Peyton, but claimed that she was too squeamish.
Yeah, so you should decide to attack someone with a knife or whatever, but be squeamish about it.
Right. So she passes the knife back to Morgan, and she walked away. And as she walked away, she told Morgan, "Kitty now, go ballistic, go crazy."
Mm-hmm.
And Morgan told Peyton, "Don't be afraid, I'm only a little kitty cat."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then she proceeded to stab her repeatedly. 19 times.
Yeah.
One of the stab wounds missed a major artery by the width of a pencil. One of the stab wounds cut through her diaphragm. Morgan later says that it felt like nothing, like air. But she remembers Peyton screaming things like, "Why are you doing this? You're supposed to be my friend, and I hate you."
Mm-hmm.
Peyton is now, after the attack, I guess, trying to stand up, but she can't stand.
Right.
And she's disoriented, and Anissa tells her to lay down because she would lose blood slower, and that she's going to go for help.
I just stabbed you a bajillion times, but now I'm going to go get you some help.
Yeah. And the two girls leave. So somehow Peyton is able to pull herself out of the woods onto a road because she knew that they were not going for help.
Mm-hmm.
And a man named Greg Steinberg, who was riding his bike, found her. On the 9/11, I almost said 9/11.
The 9/11.
On the 9/11 tape, on the 911 tape, you can hear him say that, like, he's found this, like, 12-year-old girl, and she appears to be stabbed. And the 911 operator goes, "She appears to be what?" Yeah. Stabbed, ma'am. Stabbed.
Multiple times.
Stabbed. She's real bloody. And pictures of her shirt that you can see, like, just soaked in blood. So she's rushed to the hospital. Now, I've heard different variations about when she was asked about who hurt her. Mm-hmm. Some say it was when the police got to the scene because she was awake. She was talking to them. Some say that it was in the ambulance, and some say it was in the hospital. But she is able to tell them that it was her best friend Morgan and Anissa that hurt her.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, according to the parents' account, and I can't remember if it was in an HBO documentary that I watched around 2020, but they're trying to figure out where their children are because they aren't home. They aren't at the park where they said they would be. And so police are out looking for them totally separate from this whole incident because they're missing little girls.
Right.
And they find them sitting in the grass near Interstate 94. The knife was still in Morgan's backpack that she had carried with them. They had gone to Walmart to clean up and then were planning on walking to the Nicolet National Forest, which was like 300 miles away. Why, you might be asking yourself?
I'm just like, who wants to walk 300 miles? I mean, I know...
Well, I'm going to walk 500 miles.
Well, I was going to say, the proclaimers want to walk 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
But... That's to be the man that walked that 1,000 miles to fall down at your door? It's hard when you're just piecing it together.
You started humming and then I lost it.
And then I'm like...
Now I've got to Google it because... Let's see.
I sing this song all the time, and today I can't remember the lyrics.
Fall down at your door.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but it started feeling weird.
Yeah. I know.
Anyway, so who wants to walk 300 miles?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if I was the Proclaimers, I'd walk the first 500 miles, and then I'd be like, I'm not walking 500 more.
Meet me halfway. Meet me halfway, bro.
We'll meet at the 500 mile mark. I don't know. They're 12.
I don't know. When I was 12, I didn't want to walk 300 miles.
No. I don't know if they knew that it was 300 miles, though. So there's also that.
Yeah.
I also wonder what the people at Walmart thought when two bloody little girls walked in.
Well...
Nobody addresses that part of it.
Well, I was about to say, I don't know if you know this story, because it's a true crime story all on its own, but there was this lady who walked into a grocery store carrying a knife.
Oh, yep. And she stabbed the baby or something. Yeah.
She killed the baby.
Yeah.
But she was just like, you can see the security footage, and she's just like walking around, swinging her knife, and nobody's paying any attention to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just going about their business, and it's just really baffling what people don't notice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, okay, so they find the little girls sitting next to the interstate. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming, like, on the berm or something. I don't know.
Because, again, who sits next to the interstate?
Yeah. Well, Morgan and Anissa believed that by killing their friend, they were proving their loyalty to Slenderman.
Did they not know that Slenderman was fake?
No, apparently. And they were going to become his proxies and go live with him in his mansion that was located in the Nicolet National Forest.
Okay.
Yeah. During interviews with the police after their arrest, they told police that they believed that if they didn't kill Peyton, Slenderman would kill them and their families.
And they just came up with this belief on their own?
I assume that it was probably a mishmash of all of the different kinds of stories that you can read about him on the various creepypastas and things. I don't know.
Spooky noodles.
Spooky noodles. Yeah. Also another fun fact is that if you listen to the, like, detectives and, like, officials from Waukesha, Wisconsin talk about him, they call him Slenderman.
Steve Slenderman.
I was calling him Phil Slenderman in my head, but...
Steve just comes straight to my one because it was Steve Goatman, and two because Steve is just such a name.
Yeah. Well, and I might be saying Phil because of...
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Phil Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, Slenderman. Yeah. So they also admitted that they had been planning this attack on Peyton since December. Mm-hmm. It was the end of May at this point. And had even come up with code words to discuss it in front of other people and in their emails. So their original plan had been to kill Peyton after they went to bed during the sleepover. So I guess that might be why they went to bed so early or had planned to go to bed so early. But they changed their mind because they were all tired from the roller skating.
We're just too sleepy. Like the girl in my story last week. She was just like, I'm too tired. So you're going to need to stab her for me.
I'm so sleepy. I can't do it. I guess they were going to kill her in Morgan's house and then, like, just cover her up with... she had adequate blanketage.
That's nice.
And then they were just going to leave to walk their 500 miles. Mm-hmm. And then they said, well, when they got to the park in the bathroom, they were going to knock her out and stab her in there because there was a drain in the floor for the blood to go down. But they said that I guess these two plans were like their plan A and B because they had read that it was easier to kill someone while they're sleeping or knocked out and when you didn't look them in the eyes. And I mean, probably.
Well, yeah. If you cover your eyes with one hand and just...
I guess if they're asleep, it probably is significantly easier than, somebody who's awake and fighting you.
Right.
So the problem the detectives interviewing the girls were having was that they seemed like absolutely remorseless.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Morgan. And they were also blaming it on each other. So Anissa claimed that Morgan was the one who suggested that they become proxies and that they had to kill Peyton to become proxies. Mm-hmm. Morgan said that Anissa had told her to do the killing. Anissa at one point asked where Peyton's body was, and they told her that she was at the hospital because she survived the attack, and she was just like, oh, so does that mean I get to go back to school?
I didn't actually kill her, so I'm off, right?
No, actually. So, and they're just, you can watch their interviews, and they're just so very calm and matter of fact, talking to the detectives. And Morgan talks about the stabbing as it was just stab, stab, stabby, stab.
Stabbity, stab, stab, stab.
Miming stabbing while she's talking about it. And then, it's crazy to watch because they're literally 12.
Mm-hmm.
So, which Bear is 12.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine. It's wild. So, they were both charged with first-degree intentional homicide. And in the state of Wisconsin, anyone 10 years of age or older charged with first-degree intentional homicide can be tried as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, because...
As well they should be.
Right, well... So, their lawyers have a job to do, so they were trying to get them charged in juvenile court. But because of the premeditation and the judge's opinion that they were a threat to society, they were going to be tried as adults.
Yes.
They both had psychiatric evaluations done because, they're both talking about Slenderman like he's a real thing. And Morgan...
And they're very nonchalant about the fact that they
exactly.
Stabbed this girl 19 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Morgan was diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia, which is incredibly rare. But it was revealed later that her father had also been diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia when he was an adult. So Anissa was kind of, I don't know what her official diagnosis was, but it was she was having a shared delusion. And she eventually pleaded guilty to being a party to attempted second-degree intentional homicide. She was committed to a mental health institution for up to 25 years. In 2021, she was on a conditional release to her father on wearing a GPS monitoring device, which was removed in 2023. And she could have no contact with Peyton until 2039. I'm like, how about no contact ever?
Ever.
Peyton's family was reportedly disappointed and wished that she had served a longer sentence.
Right.
But they were also eventually okay with the conditions of her release.
Yeah.
Morgan Geyser pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree intentional homicide, but was found not guilty due to mental disease or defect. She was committed to a secure psychiatric hospital for 40 years with strict supervision. But this year in October, she was released to a group home. And I guess the original group home was less than 10 miles from Peyton's family's house. Yes. And they were like, no, thank you.
You're going to have to move her.
Yeah, the courts did change the location, but they kept it confidential. So nobody knows where she's at, which is fine. I don't need to know where she's at.
No. Don't even want to know where she's at.
I guess for a while, she was really still struggling with delusions. They were saying that she was having conversations with Lord Voldemort and a Ninja Turtle. But she took her medication, and she, I guess, was trying to work on her mental health. There were a lot of people that I saw on interviews and stuff that disagreed with them being with their sentencing being so long because they were children when they did it, but they planned it.
Yeah, it's not like it was an in the heat of the moment kind of thing. They planned this for months.
Yeah, for 6 months.
And it wasn't like they planned to beat her up, which is not okay either. But it's not like they planned to beat her up. Yeah. They planned to try to kill her.
Yeah, they planned to kill her. And, we're so sophisticated that they were using code words and mental illness. I understand, schizophrenia is a pretty serious mental illness. And she wasn't diagnosed, and she wasn't medicated, and all of these things. And schizophrenia is not synonymous with homicidal. I don't want anybody to get that idea, because you don't want to hurt somebody just because you are diagnosed with schizophrenia. But, when you listen to their interviews, they're blaming each other for it. They know what they did was not okay.
Right.
So, I mean, yes, I believe that they were both mentally ill. But they also seemed to know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Peyton's recovery, of course, was long and painful. She spent weeks in the hospital and underwent multiple surgeries. She also had to deal with trauma and anxiety and just the psychological aftermath of being attacked by her best friends. I'm sure
it's hard to trust anybody after that.
Yeah, I guess her mom said that she, for a long time wouldn't have friends. She wouldn't spend time with people because she just couldn't trust people. She did eventually return to school and went on to live her life. She's spoken publicly a few times. She's always just very calm, and I guess she kind of has worked her way through it. When the case broke, though, there was that immediate, panic. Because, how people get, they're like, oh, video games did this, or scary internet stories did this, or whatever. But, it was really just untreated mental illness, I think. And, I don't want to say letting your kids, delve into, scary topics online or whatever. But I think that the way that the world is now, we don't have a lot of control over what our kids see online.
Well, yeah, it's hold on, I'm trying to think of a word. Sort of unrestricted, I think is what I'm trying to say. Unrestricted internet access.
Yeah.
Where no one's really keeping them off of certain things at a certain age, and no one's really telling them, they can only do it for so long. And so they just have free range, information. It's just, out there for them.
Well, but even if you are a parent that is monitoring your child's, internet usage or whatever, their cell phone usage, it's still really difficult because, some people on YouTube and places like that get around those kinds of, walls that are supposed to keep kids out of certain areas. And, they're at school. You don't know what they're looking at on their friends' phones.
Well, and that's what I was about to say. You can't really restrict what they learn from their friends.
Yeah. And, these, Anissa apparently was it's time to go to bed. Anissa apparently was the one who taught Morgan about Slenderman. And another thing, Morgan we talked about a minute ago, she was already like a weird kid, which is, like I said, fine. I'm not judging that. But I also liked scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked scary stuff.
Right.
I was reading Stephen King books when I was like 10, 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I like scary things, and she liked scary things. Her dad would even say that she was drawing pictures of Slenderman on like the napkin at the restaurant or whatever.
Right.
Because they didn't understand how far her delusion was.
Right. They didn't understand the hold that it had over her.
Right. Like, you know, like if we drew pictures of ghosts or we drew pictures of monsters or something, Mom wasn't going to freak out that we were drawing those pictures. Mm-hmm. Mom likes scary stuff.
Right.
And so when you already are in a family that kind of embraces like dark imagery or, you know, things like that, watching scary movies, all of those kinds of things.
Well, and like I want to say encourages, but not like in a bad way.
Right, yeah.
Not like encourages you to do terrible things, but you know, embraces and encourages your interest in the thing.
Yeah, or shares your interest in the thing or whatever, like. And so it's just, you know, there's some kids, like maybe a child who is an undiagnosed early onset schizophrenic human, like that wasn't good imagery for her, but her family didn't know that. Right. And you know, you can't blame them. Her parents, all their parents were genuinely shocked. They're like, what in the world just happened?
It was just like a bad combination.
It was a real bad combination, yeah. And the internet can be a scary place, but we all, I mean, it's where we live now. Like, there's no getting away from it. I think it's just now moving forward, knowing, like, learning from it and being like, you know,
right.
You know, yeah, you might like a Slenderman story, but please tell me that you understand that he's not real. So, anyway, that was the Slenderman stabbings.
Yes. People are wild.
The world is wild.
Yeah.
And getting wilder by the minute.
Like, please enjoy your creepy stuff, but...
Absolutely.
You know, enjoy it with a mind that knows what's real and not real.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in a way, I'm kind of lucky that my child has zero imagination.
Right.
Because he doesn't like role-playing things, and he doesn't, he was never good at playing pretend.
No.
And so, maybe that's helped in, like, his, I don't know, brain development or something to understand that those things aren't real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that there are, like, he won't watch doctor shows with me, like doctor dramas with me. Because even though he knows it's not real, he's, like, he gets freaked out because then he starts thinking about all of the terrible things that can actually happen to people. And like, I think he just, like,
this is not a real video, but this could happen.
Right. And I think that those are the main issues that he and I have had, where it's like, he's a worrywart. And he worries about everything. And so he can't watch things like that because then he starts worrying, what if we get cancer? What if we get into a car wreck? What if a tree falls on us? What?
Yeah.
So until I guess he's a little older, he can't enjoy those kinds of things like I do. I mean, I don't enjoy those things, but...
I don't enjoy cancer.
I don't enjoy cancer. But even, like, scary movies, I asked him the other day, I don't remember, recently, there was some movie that was coming out that was, like, a PG scary movie, so you know it wasn't really gonna be scary.
Yeah.
And he still was just like, I'm not ready for that yet. Homeboy, I was watching Cujo when I was 3. Of course, Mom told me not to.
Yes.
But I am who I am. I seek out the scary things these days.
These days?
Not all the days. For my whole life. For the last 40 years, apparently.
Yes.
I can't find anything that's very scary, though.
No. I mean, I know these things aren't real, but, I just have a hard time with psychological thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
They mess me up a little bit, but...
Yeah, I mean, I guess, the main one, and I don't know if we've talked about it on the show or not, but, I didn't like that second Blair, or not the second, but I guess, the third Blair Witch Project movie. But I think the thing that I don't like the loss in time that, messes with me. It makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't get scared very easily. But I don't like the weeping angels, and I don't like the hedge animals in The Shining, because I don't like that idea of something sneaking up on you when you're not looking. But other than that, I don't get scared very easily. I can walk around school with the lights off, or I can, I know, you guys get freaked out about, going outside after it's dark or whatever, and I don't really...
It's not going outside in the dark in general. It's going outside in the dark out in the middle of nowhere where we live.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, afraid to be outside at nighttime.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I can spook myself and, I don't want to do it. But just in general, I'm just go do the thing.
It's just so dark out here and so isolated that...
It's the strangers. But yeah, no, and I think movies like The Strangers, I don't like those kinds of things because I don't like the ones where it's very realistic, this could happen to you. Scream, I don't think that's gonna happen to me.
No.
Or Halloween or any of those kinds of things. I don't think those things are gonna happen to me, and so I can separate myself from them. But I think the ones that are I mean, that could happen. So I don't like those ones, but I don't get scared too easily.
No.
All right. Well, I guess that's all.
That's all. We're very sleepy people, and we've got to stop doing this so late.
I know. Well, I think we need to stop recording on Tuesdays.
Well, that's what I was about to say. We have to do it so late because we do it on Tuesdays. And you get out late on Tuesdays.
Yep. But, try to convince my brain to do it early.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So anyway, remember you can find us on social media at Twisted and Mysterious, or you can email us at twistedandmysteriousdpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear your story suggestions, your very own scary stories. All of the things.
Experiences with Slenderman.
Yeah, have you seen Slenderman? Slenderman? Phil Slenderman?
Mr. Slenderman? Paging Mr. Slenderman?
Pee-wee. Alright, well, that is all.
That is all. Remember that people are gross and don't get murdered, especially over something stupid like Slenderman.
Yeah, that's literally fake.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.